Oh, I fucked it up. God damn it. It's so close.
Bong, bong. That's how we start.
Bong, bong. Welcome everybody to the Bodycast. This is the official podcast for the subreddit r/rap battles. I'm copacetic, and with me today,
Pathogenic,
as per usual, and our esteemed guest for this episode, the leader of Premier Battles, and just a monster inside the ring and out. Please introduce yourself.
I'm a very, very poorly Bison Briggz right now. I can't even put my hood down, my hair's a mess and everything. But shouts for having me on, man. I've been looking forward to doing it.
Stoked for this. This is going to be a supremely good episode. I don't know if we are going to have a better episode than this. So, just to everybody tuning in.
Oh, there is one way that I could make the episode a little bit better. One sec.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I don't know if we did that too. Yeah.
I gotta make sure that I have the right way to make the episode better.
He's a piece of shit.
There we go. Yeah. I gotta make sure that I have the right way to.
Is it just me? Did your handsomeness increase tenfold just now?
Yeah.
With that jacket, it has been known to happen.
Huh. I don't know if it's the whole thing, the logo really sharp. Everything is just looks sharper.
Yeah. Oh, hey Briggz, are you gonna go put yours on?
No, someone took mine back to Canada. Yeah, I've not even got one. How bad is that? I didn't have one, but I've got the wiretap on today. Shouts to the wiretap.
Hey, friend of the show. Shouts out Trubs, wiretap, all that good shit. So r/rap battles is, of course, the largest online forum for the international culture of battle rap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and the official Discord server in the links below. It's the only place for fans to go for battle rap news from around the globe. And man, the show is just going to be so good. We got Briggz here. We're gonna do a rundown of international battle rap, and then we're gonna talk UK battle rap. If you're a UK battler and you're watching this, we are gonna talk about you. Real shit.
Maybe not you specifically, but
you specifically. Facts. So Briggsy, I don't know if do you have a drink handy by any chance?
If I'm on the soft drinks, I've got a Tango.
Perfect. That'll work. The one thing you want to do to bring this whole community together, to bring us all on the same page, what you do is grab your
Tango,
your water, your electrolytes, and your beers, hair of the dog, and join us now for the community cheers. Cheers. Oh, so much better.
Perfect. Briggz had enough community cheers last night for the rest of his life.
I don't even want to smell alcohol for another year.
Can you briefly describe what happened last night? What was it? What was going on?
What do you remember?
I feel like the event was sort of like the physical representation of the train hitting past car. It was I can't even explain how the event was. It was just a complete circus from start to finish, but it's everything we wanted it to be. I've been saying, I'd love to do an event where there's no pressure, there's no, we don't have to do face-offs and build-up. It was a free entry show, so there's no pressure on ticket sales, and just a night where we can come and have a laugh. Because obviously with battle rappers, you don't really get to drink a lot at the event that you're battling on. So this was let's just get drunk and just laugh with each other, and that's what it was. And yeah, man, it was good. It was a big one. Yeah,
it's huge.
The footage is on Patreon if you've not seen it. You can tell how much of a shit show the event was by watching the footage. Is what I'm filming one of the battles. I'm just filming LS Dean's midriff while I was rapping because I can't even hold the camera up anymore. OJ fell off the stage.
Shit.
I heard that his bald head may or may not have been exposed.
Bro, he fell off the stage that hard. His wig shot up in the air. It was like a comedy step. It was just Rick Charles battled. He's only ever done one battle before. all the battlers were heckling him while he was doing it. You know? It was a shit show, but it was a beautiful shit show. It was our shit show.
So what that means is if you're not on the Patreon, you need to be a part of it. Go take a look at it.
Just watch it, yeah, from start to finish.
Facts. 1,000%. Damn, super exciting. That's really like the community building shit. I think that comes with it. You know, so we always talk about that too. Here is like how we have an event and guys are like, I wish I could hang out with you, but I've got to catch the fucking boat back to the island, and it's just like you don't get to like chill.
No, it definitely is, especially with like running events. Obviously, Apex was my birthday, so it's a bit of a different one. But aside from that, I don't drink at my own events ever. I've sort of got this reputation of going home after the events. I don't like to go out, and because the events are so long and it's tiring, and I'm there at 10 in the morning before everyone else gets there. So by the time 7, 8 o'clock at night, my body's dead. So it's just an event where we can get to chat like these fans I got to chat to last night that I've not had a chance to catch up with for a year or so, even though they're at every event. So I think we need more of this sort of stuff, even if it's once a year, like just a big blowout. Like the amount of fans that were there last night that said this is what they needed because of shit going on in their lives or whatever. Like it's good. It's a good little community, man. It's good to just celebrate what we do as well. Like so, I think we're gonna do this once a year. Don't announce any battles, nothing. Like I say, no pressure on ticket sales and pay-per-views and shit. Like let's just turn up and appreciate this weird little world we're all a part of, which is class.
Fuck, that's beautiful.
That was very eloquently said for somebody who was shit-faced last night.
Still drunk. I actually think part of me is still drunk. I won't even remember being on this show in about 3 hours.
Oh my god. Well, let's get into that. I mean, we definitely want to get into that, and definitely want to talk about the acquisition event, which is also a huge success over in Ireland, and the upcoming event in London, the Wiretap 2. But before we do, we got to do a little bit of housekeeping. Just a little bit of international coverage. This is the global show. We got to do some global stuff. But if you haven't seen, there's been some announcements. We can start. I don't know where we start. We'll start with Canada. We'll start with Canada. Sure. I don't know if this is a good idea. We're just sort of winging it. But Canada, the Set the Bar event, Set the Bar channel have announced their full card. I think it's a development card, but it looks really good. Just a fun card. Trial by fire. It's got Bar J versus
Andre Anthem.
Yeah, Andre Anthem, which is dope. A lot of people returning, which is really good to see. The sort of BC, Alberta. We're in the same thing, aren't we? We're like the same. It's BC and Alberta. We're the same division. We're the same.
Yeah. Get used to seeing BC and Alberta battle one another, I guess.
Facts. Yeah. So there's only 2 leagues operating right now between them, and yeah, it looks like a fun card. Definitely, I'm gonna be there, and I'm not battling, so we'll be drinking. And then if you go down to the States, this is just cursory, but we'll go down to the States. iBattle announced Bangs versus Dot for their New Year's Eve event, which is crazy. I mean,
pick a date during the week, and there's a good chance that either there's a drop from iBattle or an announcement, or it's wild.
They're doing incredible work, and I know Briggz, you've worked with them before as well. You have a sort of. It feels like there's a relationship between Premier and iBattle.
Yeah, man. I feel like we're at a similar sort of stage of where we're at league-wise as well. So it's good to bring over their talent, and obviously we're sending talent over. So it's quite hard to get a UK battler on something like URL, whereas iBattle is like it feels very much like a UK crowd anyway when you watch the footage.
Totally.
And shouts to Lex, man. I don't know how he throws 15 battle cards. Like I think I'd be dead by the end of one of them. But he does a weekender with 15 battles a day. Like,
well, and let me tell you what. Those events start at like 6 or 7 p.m. and they go until they're done. They don't start at noon like in England. Go until 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's a commitment. Shouts to Lex, man.
For real. Shouts out to all the work they're doing. I mean, to follow up the A Ward versus SoulCon announcement, you really need something that is going to hook the culture. And I think everybody can agree that Bangs versus Dot is exactly what the doctor ordered. Excited to see more announcements from them. Then let's just hop the pond, bong bong, jet over the Atlantic. 30 minutes ago, No Loose Chat, shouts out to Rivers, just announced the Process 3 main event is Rivers versus Totley, which should be super fire. So
good that it's finally happening.
Yeah, hey, super cool. Looking forward to the rest of that card being dropped. But shouts out to those chat. Keep working. They're doing great work. That's pretty much it for the international roundup. If we had to do it, which is pretty good. We got it in the first 10 minutes.
Look at that.
But I think the big thing that everybody's talking about this week, which we kind of have to touch on, is the top 50 lists. Yeah. And boy, was that an avalanche. Boy, did that start picking up. Like, lists are just, in general, created to upset people.
Yeah.
And as soon as BET dropped their list, Revolt had one, and then XXL dropped one, XXL, and then it seemed like everybody had their top 50 lists. But what was your reaction, Briggz, when you saw those things?
You know what? I don't really pay much attention to them. Especially when it's like a beat. Obviously, shouts to Shotty because Shotty was in pretty much all the lists, which is a big look.
Nice.
But the UK don't really get put into any of these conversations, so I don't really pay attention. And I'll be totally honest, I used to watch URL religiously, but since it moved to the app, I barely watch it now. A lot of the stuff I watch is iBattle, King of the Dot. I mean, King of the Dot, I've not done an event for months either, but
nice.
No one I watched basically was in there apart from obviously you Mount Rushmore guys, but it's what it is, isn't it? It's there to cause clickbait and engagement on socials. That's why it's done.
Wildly successful in that regard. I think that, I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say any list that doesn't have O'Shea isn't a real list. So
that's that shit. Let's go. I was offended, like that. There's so little UK representation on there. It was very, and the article is written really well. Like the guy who did the BET one, I thought they put a lot of work into it. It's very well written, and I got nothing but respect. And lists are just there to make people angry, but it's so obviously not representative of the world of battle rap. And I think that's the thing that's kind of like, I don't know, Pat, what did you think?
My thoughts on the whole situation, I don't think that 50 battle rappers gets you the idea of what the culture is in totality, right? I mean, that there was names that were left off, but you only have 50 to work with. And I mean, I could go through probably 15, 20 right now of the obvious ones that made it on all the lists, and then probably 15 or 20 that weren't on all the lists that should have been.
Totally.
And additionally, what happens, this is the funny thing, this is why there are so many lists coming out, is the first one comes out and everyone is in an uproar about the people that weren't on it. So somebody makes their own list that includes a couple of those people, which then bumps 2 other people out. And now another person is like, wow, that's not the list. There's got to be those 2 on there. And so they bump 2 others out or 3 others out and put more people in. And so you've got 5 or 6 lists that are all very similar with 1 or 2 differences through each, but 50 isn't a big enough number.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to go through the original people, the real important original people that might not be as prominent now. And then additionally looking at the people that are prominent overseas, the people that are, have all of these different aspects of what made the culture what it is, you need more than 50 spots.
Totally.
And it's not a top 50 because you're not even ranking them.
Right. Exactly.
You just put 50 important battlers, and that's the other thing that causes issues.
So basically, like if we could break it down, lists are inflammatory. There's no way they're conclusive. It's all subjective. They're total, just utterly garbage and trash in every way. So definitely we did one. Our slash rap battles, we had a make your own top 50 list, and it was like halfway decent. It's really funny because I posted it and a lot of people were like, wow, this is the best list yet. And then just as many people were like, this list is even worse somehow. So expect to see more lists from us in the future.
Happens all the time, doesn't it? It's like when Double XL do the freshman thing. You'll always get people do their own freshman of the year. Shit.
Great.
And the thing is, what BET said was like, this is BET's top 50, so it's their opinion. They're not saying this is the overall top 50 of battle rap. But like say the article, you said it yourself, the article was really well written. Like it's nice seeing a list from a commercial standpoint that doesn't have Eminem in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yes.
It's obviously written by someone who knows the scene. Obviously, it's very URL driven, but most of the culture is.
Totally. Yeah, and that was kind of the complaint I saw on Twitter as well. It was like, oh, you know, these people coming from outside the culture talking about who's the best. And that's not the feel I got at all. I felt like very much somebody who watches battle rap.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, good shit, man.
I would say a little more sheltered. I'm gonna throw my one that I don't agree with on there. This is my opportunity to put.
Now we're gonna get into it. Okay.
Easy the Block Captain is not on that list.
I don't know how he got on that list.
Easy the Block Captain is a top 50 battle rapper right now. He's not a top 50 all time.
No question.
Just because he's popping right now and he's the most popular right now does not mean that he's done enough to be a part of that list. Nate is saying it right there. No bender. We're talking about, I saw a lot of lists that didn't have Jin on it. Did you see Soul on one? Soul deserves to be on there.
That's all mine.
Like, there are so many names. You could go through it and pick it with a fine-tooth comb when it comes to top 50 all time, not just who's the best right now.
That's exactly it. I had a metric that I was playing with, and I don't know if this makes sense at all, but the idea is to have a real top 50 all time. Could that person never do another battle and still make the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know. Disaster. Yeah. Peachy. Yeah. Lux. They could be done with the culture and they would still probably make that list.
Yeah. The thing is, when I looked at it, my initial thinking was, am I top 5 in there? If they are, I don't really care who's not in there.
They're not really paying attention then, are they?
Yeah.
Not a single list had my name in there, so I was very upset.
Whack. Super whack. So anyways, we could just spend the whole episode talking about these lists. And that's what they want from us.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on. I wanted to say, just briefly, I did an interview with Juan Ortelli from Argentina Battle Rap. They do the big Red Bull freestyle events. And it's just like wildly popular over there, man. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But I really appreciate him reaching out, asking about IJC and judging and stuff like that. I feel like judging in battle rap it's such a fun thought experiment because it's so subjective that I really dug my teeth in, and he had a bunch of really provocative questions. So we'll put the link in for that as well. But yeah, just to see like my mentions get blown up with Spanish people, like it was just like tons of Spanish people like, El Copa. Like, all right, sure, fuck, why not? I mean, I don't know how that translates, but yeah. So shout out to Juan and everything he's doing with like fucking real big time battle rap in South America.
Yo, the scene's huge. I do a lot of work. Well, I was doing a lot of work with Urban Roosters, who are huge. Like they're selling out 70,000, 80,000 capacity stadiums and shit. Like mad. But,
what are we doing, right?
We all need to learn to speak Spanish.
I fucking Duolingo right now. I swear.
El Copa, El Papa, and El Briggz will all turn up. White ginger kid from England talking in Spanish. Oh my god! Download it. Pays the bills. It pays the bills.
Facts. Real talk. But I think that's about it. I mean, we're going to go into Battle of the Week 2 at the end of the show, but really want to talk about the expansion because, expansion is probably the death knell, if I had to say, for most battle rap leagues. I mean, you've seen it with Don't Flop. You saw it with Grind Time. I mean, when Don't Flop collapsed, King of the Dot tried to do it and it didn't work out super well. But it seems very natural for Premier to throw events now in London and in Ireland and in Belfast. And the acquisition event, by all accounts, was a really great success.
Yeah, man, it stoked to go over there. Belfast has never had an event as well. Like people just assume Belfast is Ireland, like it's its own country. You know what I mean? But it was just dope to see a new crowd out because obviously Rappy's Full was there, and we tried to play it very safe going over. I didn't want to step on toes, so we actually before all this happened, we actually made an offer to buy Rappy's Full out, keep everything as it was. But obviously then they sort of imploded within themselves. And the scene over there, the talent over there is too good to just leave alone and not have anything going. So it just made perfect sense. Let's go. A lot of our roster are Irish anyway. And it just made sense. And it was dope, man. The amount of people that were coming over saying, oh, we've been missing events. Like, this was our escape and we can't come to it. And it was fire, man. It was fire. I enjoyed every minute of it. So, you know, the main thing we're trying to sell with this Ireland division is it's not going to be sort of just a side piece to Premier Battles. We do want to make this as big as the league in England at the minute. So it's going to take 2 years, but, you know, I think with the right push and the right names, Visual is a great asset to Prem. Not just as a battler, but like he ran the whole event. He'd done everything on it.
It's crazy.
And he's out scouting talent in Ireland as well, which is what we want. And Trouble's doing the same in London. So just feels right. It's the right time to sort of branch out and try new things. Global domination in the end.
Right.
A great way to start that too, because we definitely have to talk about. I saw that the Academy was going to take a break, and you guys went, you know what? Let's put the Academy in Ireland even.
Yeah, I feel like it'll do more for Ireland than it will England next year. Because like I say, we're doing the draft this year, and we've got, I think we're up to like 87 confirmed names for the draft, which is mad. So if we're going to do the Academy as well at the same time, it's just too much going on. And the big thing with the Academy is because we found so many sort of names like Major Concerns, LSD and Frost, like there's so many people that have come through. Visual, yeah, Gas Buff, like there's loads. Like the majority of our roster were Academy battlers, which is dope. So I don't want to do the Academy and have it as sort of a back burner project. That's not what I want the tournament to be. So yeah, we was going to take a break on it, but then chatting to Visual was just like, look, if you want to find talent in Ireland, let's make it just Irish based next year and really drive it through and get, you know, the winner onto a major card in England. So like an Absolute or an Apex, like we can do that next year. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it'd be good. We've had like 18 names already put themselves forward for it. So we'll see. And a lot of them have never battled before, which is the main thing for us. Like every year with the Academy, we've had a finalist who's never battled before, which is dope. Like we didn't expect that to happen.
That's crazy.
Just shows his talent out there, man. I think COVID has been a big thing as well. Like people are now wanting to get out of the house and do shit, which is dope. So yeah, I'm interested.
I wanted to ask too about the older names from Irish Battle Rap. Like, is there an effort? I mean, I know you're going to be creating new talent, but is there sort of open channels with those guys? Like, I would say like Nugget and Hades and things like that, or is that sort of are they sort of moving on?
So we had Rap 4 on the last event. Obviously, Rap 4 was around when it was DFI. So he's been around for years, and he was incredible when he came back the other day. Had a great time with Red Wolf. Yeah, we spoke to Nugget. I don't know what Nugget's situation is. I think he fell out with a few people in Ireland, and he was saying he doesn't want to battle in Ireland again, which is a shame. But then, you know, Hades is definitely on the list. Like I've been chatting to Hades about coming back. Gawain was meant to be on the last card. His battle fell through. So yeah, to be fair, all the Rap is Full guys, I'm still in good relationships with anyway. Like I had a good relationship with Rap is Full. Like we did 2 events with him. So yeah, anyone's welcome sort of thing. There's no, like Rap 4 had a big issue with Rap is Full and sort of got blackballed out of the Irish scene for a little bit, but them politics don't mean nothing on Prem. So like I'm not going to bring that into it. It's not fair for us as a league to continue beef that had nothing to do with us. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know, and who are we to say someone can't have a platform to battle on if they're good and they want to be an asset to their division? Like it helps us, it helps the scene. So yeah, man. Anyone who wants to jump on it, I'd love to get some of them back. Some of the older guys as well, like not seen for a couple of years. I don't know where like people like Nash and stuff like that. Like I don't know where they are these days. So we'll dig them out with the Academy. Pause. No, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm not digging no one out. So if you wanna get involved, just send us a message. I'm dying.
It's a lot of fun.
Fuck's sake.
That's
Yeah,
the
man.
kind of academy you're starting over there. Okay, good to know.
Let's go. Yeah, there's a ton of Irish talent. I think that's another like asset, like what you're talking about. When you see guys like ScoMo and Viz and like guys who like are really passionate about the Irish scene and like putting on talent, you need that to be able to grow like that.
Definitely, and it's because we're going back to the team asset. Like the idea is within 3 or 4 years, I want to do like a World Cup event, but we need divisions in different countries to make that happen. So this is sort of the first step of where we want it to go. And Ireland's the perfect place to do it right now. We did try doing Europe last year, but the event fell through. The promoter over there had a bit of a nightmare with a few bookings. But that's still on the cards. But I just don't want to launch something for the sake of it. It's got to be done right if it's going to have the Prem stamp on it. So we'll figure it out. You never know. Maybe Battles Canada at some point. Coming over.
Let's do it. Shouts out to Sir Spence in Amsterdam right now. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough switching from Battlerap to promoter and going behind the curtain to see all the work that's just a nightmare.
Yeah. Dealing with it's like babysitting.
It's dope to see. I just, this isn't planned or anything, but I was wondering as well, just talking about this sort of expansion, is there anything in the works or like even an idea that Premier would do work with some African leagues?
Yeah, 100%. I've got good relationships. I did have a great relationship with Jinai at Scrambles, but they're not running anymore. I know Jinai went through quite a lot of like just live stuff. I think I can't remember if it was out there, but yeah, basically whatever he was going through ended Scramble. So the idea was to do England versus South Africa, but we just never got around to doing it. But I do talk to a few of the guys like Blaine in Botswana. I know he's just about to get his league going. So yeah, I'm always down to branch out. I think it's one of them things, isn't it? Like, if he plays football on a Sunday, you can't just go and fly to South Africa and play a Sunday league football match. But Battlerap allows you that. I've been to places I never would have been. And I just think that's the dope part of this scene. That's why I always say a battle is like, if you get offered to travel, go and do it. So if we can do that while building relationships, it works for everyone involved. That's what we want to do with the All-Star game next year. I'm not going to do it in England. We're going to fly 5 UK battlers somewhere. I don't know where yet. Let's sort of take a war to them, whoever it is or wherever it is. Start getting around. I think that, like you say, COVID was a big thing. We all sat in the house for 2 years now, especially using Canada. Like, you have got it bad over there. Like, so like, if we can get around to Africa, get around to Germany, come over to Canada and stuff like that, I'm always down for it. I don't even care how big the other leagues are as well. Like, if they've got the right attitude and want to do something together, then let's chop it up and make something happen.
Amazing. I was going to say, Africa might be a little bit more conducive as well, too, because you guys are sort of in roughly the same time zone.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if that's a concern, but
2 hours or something stupid.
Yeah. And approximately. But I don't know. We're learning geography on this show, so I don't know the exact mileage, but
really important question, Briggsy. What's your favorite sea? If you had to pick a favorite sea.
I don't know.
This is fine. We'll teach you all about them on this show.
Fuck's sake. I'm too old. Just keep the answer. Just keep the question straight. Yeah. I'm actually sweating.
Fuck! He asked me about a sea. God damn it! It's the one thing I said not to ask me.
Did Matt tell you that this was a Battlerap / geography show? Because
seas.
Ryan.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I've seen someone say that. Bagnall's moving over to Australia. So I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's moving for good. Obviously, Bagnall's a big part of what we do at Prem anyway, so it'll be a big loss. But we are talking about potential Premier Battles Australia division. So with Bagnall heading it up. So we're going to try. Australia was dope. When I went and battled out there, the scene was sick.
Yeah.
But that seems to have it just seemed to have been at a peak and then just sort of died out. But I don't know what's gone on. But But yeah,
well, they had a major league out there was Real Talk, and they were basically running all the big events and stuff like that. And I feel like from just talking to them, there was issues with getting people to come to events, and there was a lot of like conflict and internal battlers beefing with each other, and it just the silliness. I think we have events that are so far apart, you don't get to hang out, you don't get to like be friends with people like you did last night, and that's so important to building a community and sustainability in the future.
100%. I remember One Outs as well. One Outs were killing it for a while.
They're in New Zealand, and they're back now. The quarantine's down, so they're throwing events, and they've got a ton of talent.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so they're back up and going. Definitely would love to see some Kiwis on Premier for sure. Same. But again, that is a huge flight. Do you know why Bagnall's going?
He's moving? His missus is Australian.
There it is. That's always what it is.
Yeah, and I think he's landed quite a big job over there. So he's he's emigrating to Australia, which is a shame. But all love to Bagnall, man. He's been a massive part of the scene over there. So
huge.
Yeah, be a shame.
Very cool.
Might have shed a little tear when he goes, but aside from that, we'll be fine. For a day.
Super exciting stuff. Can you tell us? Let's talk about the plug. What are the origins of Premier? What was the thought process in creating the expansion going down to London?
Trouble, really. Trouble just had the idea. So we have done London before, but obviously we're all Manchester based, so it's like it's not as easy as just throwing an event in London. Like it's a 5-hour trip for us from Manchester, so we need people on the ground there to sort. And London is huge, man. Like you can get from one end of Manchester to the other end in 40 minutes. Like you can take 6 hours in London, which is fucking stupid.
Really?
But yeah, it's mad. So the fact we brought Trouble in, like all loves to Trouble, man, is a workaholic. Like it reminds me of myself in some ways. Like the way we do things, just getting shit going. He's been a massive asset to come on board, and yeah, we had a chat because obviously he came on board doing the media stuff, and he was like, "I've got an interest in throwing events." Just brought him in. Let's
famous
do it.
Last words.
I know. Hey, throwing events isn't as easy as it sounds.
And he's a good battle rapper too. He's like a talented battle rapper.
He's great.
He's fire, man, and like he's battle with Tech's out next week as well. So if you're not seeing Tech in Trouble, go and watch that. But yeah, man, he just wanted to do it, and Trubbs is well respected in London. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows what he's about. And yeah, man, we just said let's do one event, which turned out to be the Plug 1, and then Plug 1.5, and now the Plug 2. He's killing it. He's killing it to the point I've had to tell him the Plug 3 we need to dial it down a little bit. Like, keep throwing super cards every 2 months because it costs a lot of money. But man, it's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? Like he's killing it, and
this card is crazy,
bro. Fire, man. Everything's just seemed to have landed with him, which is good. Like every person we've reached out to wants the battle on the card. We had 3 or 4 battles on the Plug 2 that we had to take off just to make sure we could run the event on time, and they were fire battles as well. Like, so yeah, man. It's only right we're in London. London's the capital of the country. We've got to be active there. Yeah, and I'm biased. Manchester's the best city for battle rap in the UK, but that's just my opinion.
That's just geography.
Yeah,
Manchester battle rap.
Yeah, got shot yard off.
I don't know if you know, but he kind of made the top 50 all-time BET list. So
did you make it?
I didn't see a single name from London, to be honest.
Facts. Yeah, right. The next guy would be O'Shea, and then the next guy would be Soul from Scotland. So come on, London. Let's see what's up.
Gemini and Tony D got some work to do.
There it is. So Gemini's return finally. It's crazy to think about how many years it's been away. Was it the URL was his last battle?
Yeah, URL we sold.
Wow.
Which was what, 4 years ago?
Yep.
Damn.
Close to it.
Yeah, man, it's dope to have him back. Gemini's been flirting with the idea for a while. We actually had Shotty and Gemini locked in, and then COVID happened, which cancelled the event. And then obviously Shotty went back on tour, so it's just never landed to do that again. But yeah, Gem's been on my case about battling for a while. Sent me a hit list over. and
Sick.
Bobby Rex was top of that hit list. It's good for that as well, because like same with Archaic, these guys can come in and get a big name, and that's not saying Bobby Rex isn't a big name, but it's like Gemini pretty much could have picked whoever he wanted, and the fact he's come and picked the person who is active and on top of his game right now says a lot about Gem.
Facts.
And Ark was the same, man. Like we offered Ark internationals and everything. He was like, "Nah, I want a UK guy that's hungry, that's coming through." So I love that energy in me, mate. Like,
and he smashed it too. Ark's return was a fucking crazy home run.
Him and Koji is going to be crazy. If they're both on A1, you're talking like potential battle of the year from the UK side. Like that's going to be fire. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Gem and Bobby. Sick. Two styles that I think Gem's picked the hardest battle he could do coming back for me personally, because I think like Gemini Koji is a good battle. It's a proper punch off, whereas Gemini and Bobby Rex is going to be right in Gemini's face, and I don't think he's had that from anybody yet.
Facts.
And then obviously Bobby's battled everyone, but Gemini is quite surgical with it. I don't think Bobby's gone against anyone that is as surgical as Gemini. So I think it's gonna be a massive test of character. This one, who's gonna own that room? The room's gonna swing left and right all the way through it, which will be dope to see.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask is, do you think that there are battlers from back in the day who are seeing these returns, like Ark and Gemini and Osh, and like maybe another return? Like, do you think that there's a possibility for other old heads who we haven't seen in a long time to step back into the ring?
I'd like to think so. I think the scenes where because a lot of people, obviously, I've been around for over a decade now. So when all these guys like Tenshu and all that came through, I was already battling, so I've seen them all come and go. And I think a lot of them left because of the politics, and that's not there now. Obviously, there'll be the odd thing on Twitter where I'll wind Rowan up and Rowan will wind me up, but we're actually cool outside of battle rap. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, it's like it's old news now. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. And I think a lot of the battle rappers that were around at the time that did quit obviously had personal relationships with one side of the sort of politics, and it ended like that. But I'd like to think some of them are watching. The only thing with me is I've said this time and time again. Like, I'm not interested in booking an old shiny name that's going to do one battle, ask for a big paycheck, and then fuck off. Like, I want someone like Archaic who's going to come and take 2 or 3 battles, because they're helping the league grow, they're bringing back fans, but also they're giving the talent a run. Like, it's not fair bringing someone back who's not battled for 6 years, giving them a massive name, big payday, and they vanish again. Like, the money that we spent on that could have gone to 4 to 5 battlers who've been grinding for a year. So, yeah, I've had a conversation with a few, I won't mention their names, but a few guys that were old, and that's what they want to do, and I'm not too bothered. Like, we might sell tickets announcing it, but it's a one-off thing, and I'm not that bothered about doing it. I'd rather put energy into the guys that have grafted for us.
You'd be undermining all of the work that you're doing, building the culture of
It's even like Raptor. Like, Raptor's fucking one of my very good friends. But even when he had 2 years out of battle rap, and when he came back, I made sure he went through Frost and he went through Mackenzie, and he's not just going straight back to the top. Like, obviously he had opera rings, but he had to battle twice to get an international. Right. And that's sort of the way I'm doing it with everyone. Like, obviously bigger names get a bit of a better look because they're the ones that are selling tickets and driving attention in. But you've got to give back, you know what I mean? It's the same way when we booked Shotty, like when we did the Shotty Gemini battle originally. The idea was Shotty gives Gemini the shot, but then Gemini has to agree to 3 battles after it. And that's the way we're using Shotty's leverage right now, because he don't want to battle someone that quits the next week. Like,
facts.
Nothing for no one, you know what I mean? We need to pass the torch on to someone. It's the best way to do it.
That is so fucking smart. I love to hear that. Oof.
Yeah.
Good
you should listen to me when I'm not 2 bottles of tequila in. I'm absolutely.
I have listened to that.
No, you see me hardly worse. I was trying to go into a political battle with ScoMo. What happened, you know?
That wasn't a political battle, Briggsy. All you said was, I would 30 you in a battle, and I would 30 you if we were running for politics. That's not a political battle. All you said was you would just 30 him in a political debate.
He wasn't happy with it. He pulled me on it when I was an island. I had no weapons. Got no recollection of it happening, but apparently it did, and there's a video somewhere. So we'll see it one day. So.
Amazing.
Really important question that I have to ask, and I've been wondering this because I watched all the acquisition battles on the Patreon there, and there was a distinct lack of iron bars being shouted out.
Yeah.
But well, I know that's more of a Scottish thing, but that didn't get brought up, not at all, hey?
Listen, I wasn't at the Scotland event. That would have been nipped right in the bud the first time it came out of someone's mouth. No, yeah. You know what? It's funny now, though, because people just associate it with just Scotland events when it was just a random drunk girl shouting iron bars. But yeah, it happens every now and again. Now, someone did it last night on one of the battles. You just hear someone go, iron bars, and then carry on. What makes battle rap amazing, isn't it? There's always some random little inside joke that only Will get. Yeah.
I don't know. That's part about having a culture, right? Like,
yeah,
when you have this community of people that can go to an event and somebody can say an inside joke that the entire community gets, that's special.
Oh, 100%, yeah. There was that one in Don't Flop, wasn't there? That guy who kept shouting melons, bro. And that became everyone just called melons, bro, after every bar. It was fucking annoying, but it is what it is. Where would we be without saying it again? Like, it's one of these things that just makes it weird. But we all
talk that blank shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got, Pat? I mean, like,
regarding what? Are you looking for a lifeline on the next topic to talk about?
Bro, my notes are done. I just love having you on, Briggz. You just love having you fucking shoot the shit. What would you say is like the thing that that you learned the most over the years as an organizer and as a promoter?
You know what? I don't know. One of the main things I did coming into it was I was lucky enough, to be fair, because I was running events for Don't Flop before I ran Prem. So I had the experience of it. But I always try and look at it from the battler's perspective, even if it's not necessarily what's best for business. But I remember being a battle rapper, and when shit was going wrong, it just deflates you. You don't want to battle. You fall out with the league. And like, at the end of the day, this is an escape for all of us, innit? It's not our job, stop. So I want to go to these events and be happy, like everything's sorted out. So I always try and look at it from that point of view rather than, is this going to make me money? Like, you know, if I came into battle rap for money, I'd be fucking skint. Well, I am skint. Try running a league, mate. Your savings don't exist. But no, man, just have fun with it, because that's all it is at the end of the day. I don't want to take this shit too serious. Like I was saying earlier, I've managed to travel the world doing it, and I never would have done that regardless of whatever else in life I would have chose to have done. So just enjoy it, man, because, you know, no one wants to be a 50-year-old battle rapper. So you sort of, unless you head eyes and Tony D, sorry, Tony, bro. But yeah, you just got to get to a point where it's like, I want to enjoy it while I'm still here. I don't want to be hosting events when I'm 40, so I hope not anyway, because that would be sad, wouldn't it? Imagine me in the middle of a battle, 2 19-year-olds.
Be fire though.
Tell me a little bit, because here's your lifeline, Cope. I did come up with something in the meantime.
I appreciate you.
Tell me a little bit about the awards, the Prem Awards.
Oh shit, yes, that's 25th of November. So similar thing to what we did last night. Me and Shotty have been saying this for a couple of years. Like, I don't feel as battle rappers we have a night where we celebrate what we do without having to be, you know, I don't want to walk into this room being Bison Briggz. Rivers don't want to be Rivers for the night. Like, we're just us, and we get to celebrate what we do as performers. And I think it's important as well, because, like, you know, it's don't getting drunk at events and stuff like that. But at the same time, you still have to play your role as a battler. It's like one of my big worries, and I always say this, like, you know, we're celebrities in a bubble. Like, we're not global celebrities, but in this little world we're in, that's what you are. And, you know, I've seen battle rappers get drunk and people are Snapchatting them and videos with them and all that. So you've always got to sort of be on edge. So I think just having a night where we celebrate what we are, what we do, the hard work that we put in, more important than anything. But you can just take them walls down. Like, I don't need to prove I'm anyone to anyone in this room. Like, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, I'm Lewis at the awards. I'm not Bison Briggz. So yeah, man, I think it's something we need to do. But with anything I do with Prem, I can't just have it as a pub with a plasma screen. Like we've gone all out of it, to be honest. Proper red carpet, award ceremony type thing. Got all the nomination videos in between everything. Guest host presenting the awards. Like we've gone all out with it, but I want to build it every year. To the point, hopefully in a couple of years, we can start flying people over that have been a part of Prem. You know, like people like yourself, Path, who battled, and if you was up for like a international performer award, like we can get everyone in one room. I really want to push it to that level, but that's going to take a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's dope. It might fall shit. It might be terrible. I'll let you know at the end of next month. Until then,
are there any?
Go ahead.
Are there any categories or awards that you can say? Like, are you trying to keep them in wraps or?
No, so I don't mind putting them out there because basically it's the Premier Battle Awards. So we decide on the winners. It's not like a fan poll or a fan list. It's the staff have sat down. So we've got obviously Battler of the Year. What have we got? Battle of the Year, Battler of the Year, Round of the Year. We have obviously Exhale, who was a massive part of the UK scene, passed away. So we have the Exhale Fan Award, where we like give an award to like the fan who's gone out the way, not just for Prem but for the scene. We're introducing the Class of 22 Hall of Fame this year. So that's going to have 5 battlers inducted into the Hall of Fame. And it's not Premier Battles, it's UK. So what they've done for the scene as a whole. What else have we got? Breakthrough of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, Most Improved. I think it's 12 awards altogether. They're all pretty much nailed on for winners. There's a couple that might change with the plug too, but that all comes down to their performances then. The nominations are already done. Just the winner might change depending on Saturday. So
amazing.
Yeah.
There's something that I was going to say is, sort of like on the same line as this, is that it's so motivating, when you battlers who see this and see the awards, it's like, that could be me. I could be there. And that's something that Premier does really well. It's like whenever it's your cards or whatever the event is, it's like, as a battler, you want to be a part of it. I think that's an underrated aspect of the league. Is it's like you were saying, you're there to have fun, and that translates to like battlers wanting to be a part of something that's fun.
Of course, man, it's something we've worked really hard on. Even going back to the teams, like we done the team. Me and Shotty had the idea for the teams years ago before we done it. We actually offered it to King of the Dot and Don't Flop, and both turned it down. So we was a bit hesitant with doing it, but it's something we always believed in because we're massive football fans, and the biggest sport in England is football. Like it's a proper partisan tribal. Like you pick a team and you die for that team. That's basically how it worked. And just bringing that into Battlerap, that's everybody loved it, but we brought it in to have fun. It wasn't about, at the time, it wasn't about being the biggest league in the UK or selling out venues. Like we were booking small 200 cap rooms. But the idea was to bring that element of fun back into Battlerap, and it worked. But it's like I say, the main thing we always look at is from the battler's perspective. Like, I don't want people turning up stressed and fucking worrying about things going on. And the main thing is, like, when you look at, obviously, there's no disrespect to Don't Flop because I worked there, but when I was in Don't Flop, it was a lot of the same names getting the same looks. And as battlers, it was so demotivating. Like you'd kill it all year and someone would get a big international who's not battled all year, and you're like, it did demoralize a lot of this. I think that's why a lot of people left the scene. So that's one thing we tried to push is, like, obviously we came up with the where winning matters. Like, if you're winning your battles, you're getting the shots. I don't care if you've got 1 million views or you've got 10 views, as long as you're killing it, you get them shots. Cole J went from choking his first ever battle with Joker Star to getting Mike P, and he fucking no-showed him, but he got him. Man, it's just all about having fun, bro. Path, you was at Apex, man. Like that's the entrance music at events and everything. Like, we just try and have, we do things in the room that are not on camera because I want the live experience to be different than the YouTube footage. And I think that's gone so far for us. Like, if you're not in the room, you're not getting the full event experience, which is what we try to create. So, and it's something we're heavily pushing next year, going back to the teams. So, should be fun, man.
That was super payback for me putting on the jacket, wasn't it? Briggz knows full well that me and Biz was the only battle that didn't have fucking entrance music. This absolute prick told me that, we were going to have entrance music, no entrance music, and then I'm going to the stage for Trub and Tex to battle afterwards. I'm like, why is this music playing right now? Where's this music coming from? Then Trub was walking out to it. I was like, what the fuck?
That wasn't my fault. That was the sound engineer. It was playing. It just didn't come through. It looked worse because mine worked and O'Shea's didn't. So I was like,
Pat, what would you have come out to?
What was I coming out to?
Yeah, what would you have
I was coming out to a Ramasalem song because I was in England and they're my favorite group, and I was like, I got to do it. Viz was coming out to a train. I think it was Thomas the Train. Yeah. So it's actually, it's not a bad thing that it didn't happen in regards to me, but.
Right, the trick is with entrance music, just pick a song everyone sings when they're drunk. Like when someone's not got a song, I always drop Many Men because the whole room sings Many Men. There's a couple songs. That's just the trick. That's the cheat code. Get a song that everyone knows.
Gems be
I had what did I have for Mulk? MOP anti-up, but the whole room was like on my side the second it dropped. And obviously I the Mulk side and I lost the battle quite convincingly, but I would
get that energy. Yo, shouts out Scoop.
Scoop.
Yeah. Scoop versus Frankie. I mean, we don't get back into this, but my God, the card is just stacked top to bottom. If you don't know, plug 2, the Wiretap, check all that shit out. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, Premier Battles. Just like, I mean, 2022 is a milestone year. It's been incredible from the outside looking in, at least.
No, it's felt like that. It's felt. Because COVID killed, like I said, we did the Anarchy tournament on Twitch, was great, but you can't beat the room with a fan base in there. Battlerap's not meant for small rooms. It just doesn't look right. Like, I love the URL stuff to do with the small rooms, but it's not the same as when, you're getting Tay-Rock shutting down, shouting raccoon at him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the moments you miss. But like we were saying earlier, the little, like, iron bars and, talk that shit and all that, like, you don't get that in quiet rooms. It misses its uniqueness. And this year, I think that was our 15th event yesterday.
Crazy.
3 more left. So.
My God.
Yeah, it's been tiring.
That's crazy.
Bro.
We had 2 events here this year.
Bro, Canada's suffering, man. I was saying this to you, Path. I think, because I'm quite in tune with the Canadian scene anyway. There's a lot of names that I rate over there. But I think you have suffered the most with Battlerap. Like,
heavily.
For example, Path, Pepe as well, like I think would have been 2 of the biggest names in Canada right now, but because of the lack of events, when we announced Path first visual, people were like, "Who's Path?" But he's shown up, killed it, and now everyone knows who Path is. But that happens, man. Like when we announced Real Sick, people said the same thing. Who is this guy? And now everyone can't get Real Sick. It's just part of being part. I do want to get a few over on, man. Pepe's my next one. If I can get Pepe over, then I wouldn't mind seeing Pepe myself. I think. Get him over. I have a few choice words with him. I like his style, man. He's quite similar to mine.
He's a fantastic guy. Shout out to Pep.
Yeah, man, he's a good guy as well. Apex as well is another guy we meant to have over, but just didn't work for Apex. But yeah, man, there's a few dope guys in Canada that I want to get over. Hopefully, we can bring the Prem event to Canada someday. That'd be dope.
Totally, super fun. Before we go end the show, let's just talk about Battle of the Week. We gotta do that. I know that the BattleBot wanted to make his debut.
There's a lot of dope battles that have come out this week. Really, really excited to see who the BattleBot picks, and having the BattleBot actually on the show. Really excited.
It's wild.
Me and Viz came out this week, so
Oh yeah, did you
slid some cash to the BattleBot to
slid him some
pick Battle of the Week
or something? How do you pay an artificial intelligence? So Briggz, what we had is we had just constructed some just absolutely rudimentary AI to help determine based on a number of different factors what is going to be Battle of the Week, and it's just become more and more complex, and it's been really crazy but really helpful, and has identified itself as a part of the show, and it feels like, honestly, I don't know, it feels like it's developing like a personality. Like It's just a little helper bot, and so yeah, so wants to make an appearance in the show. So we said we do that. The nominees this week for Battle of the Week are there's a lot this week for sure. Oh shit, close this. Franchise versus Poe Rich from Capital Rap Battles. Path versus Viz, obviously from Premier Battles. Check that out. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Chef Trez versus Fesserus from GTX. Danny Myers versus Active from the Riot. Mew Lips versus E-Ness from iBattle. Luke Castro versus King Yoshimitsu, also from iBattle. Jo versus Cortez from Beast Mode. Check those guys out. And Wise Guy versus Poly Free from Disser Dabs is a small one-off event that they did in Alberta here. And then Hansel versus Dylan 5 times was also another drop from the Riot. So tons of nominees this week. And last week's winner, of course, O'Shea versus Bison Briggz. I don't know if you know him, but it's Battle of the Week winner. So congratulations. And this week, well, why don't we just bring on the BattleBot?
Yeah.
We'll say, BattleBot, why don't you come on, introduce yourself, and just let us know, what your primary function is.
Hello, humans. I am BattleBot. My hyper-complex algorithms determine who wins Battle of the Week.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's amazing.
That's the BattleBot himself.
The algorithms are hyper complex, so don't expect to understand them. I don't know.
That's so cool. I'm really glad that we finally have him here. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's dope to have this higher level of intelligence, just as long as it doesn't turn into Skynet or anything.
Researching Skynet.
Don't do that. You don't need to do that.
That'll be fine.
Yeah,
BattleBot is going to be just fine. Don't worry about it.
Cancel research.
He's great.
He's great. Why don't BattleBot? Why don't you just tell us who won Battle of the Week this week?
The winner of Battle of the Week is Mew Lips versus E-Ness from iBattle.
Ooh, the upset.
No, I don't.
Did not choose Path. Wow.
I don't know about BattleBot, actually.
How much did you bribe him?
I don't know.
Damn.
Well,
BattleBot, it's just very smart. Can't really argue with it.
Nope, I don't trust him, Cope. I
don't
trust BattleBot any longer.
It's AI. I'm sure it's being as objective as possible. I'm pretty sure it's harmless.
I don't trust him.
We'll see.
I don't like that guy.
Shouts out to E-Ness versus Mew Lips for winning Battle of the Week. It is an incredible battle. If you watch it, it's just quotables for days. I thought just super impressive back and forth. E-Ness doing his thing, but Mew Lips is also thinking outside the box in so many different ways. The way that he punches, it's a really entertaining battle, start to finish. I think Visual versus Pathogenic is also a very entertaining battle. I had Viz and Path winning, but I'm not a BattleBot, so
yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
That's it.
Sour taste in my mouth that BattleBot did. I kind of liked it better when he was just in the background and didn't have an actual form and wasn't thinking like this. So,
well, I'm sure that we'll try and make some adjustments and make sure that the AI is operating to your liking next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. That's the thing about AI is it just sort of learns on its own. But yeah, anyways, amazing show. Next weekend, we've got Snow Coast happening in Minnesota. It's the title match for No Coast Human versus FFC. We've got the Plug 2, as we've been discussing. That's next weekend if you're in London or the surrounding area. The surrounding area being Africa, Eastern Europe, anywhere you want to be that's walking distance. And then URL Homecoming, which is going to be Geechee and Mook, which should be really crazy. So big weekend next weekend. But yeah.
Was that real by the poster, by the way?
The which?
The Murder Mook, which was the wrong murder on the poster or something.
Oh, yeah. They did that.
Well, it was at first. When Geechee posted it, I was like, what a great troll that is. And then I realised he put out a poster which had all the faces on it, and it was still murder. Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
Sue? It's fun.
Just wait till Smack introduces him as just Murda. For the event.
Gotta run with it, and yeah, it's funny, man. These things happen, but yeah, it's dope.
Smack introductions. Something you got to deal with. That's all for this week. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Briggsy, you got socials?
Yeah, everything's just at Bison Briggz or at Premier Battle. Well, Premier Battles.
Bong Bong, very easy. Go find him, follow, and keep tabs on all the cool and amazing shit that you guys are doing out there. Really, really grateful to have you on the show and break things down for us. Because obviously,
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, really,
I love as well, man. You always look out for the UK scene, so shout out for that.
we're deep in it. We love it.
Pause.
We're digging it. We're digging it. It's all love from us, and we will catch you next week. We'll be back here talking all sorts of shit about battle rap around the world.
Bye.
Let me do this one. Hey, and then the two little windows come up, and they say, "Oh, you want to watch this video? I might be you want to watch this video." And Pat sings a little song. This is the end of our show. Bum, bum, bum. I'm Briggsy. Yay.